Hey guys, welcome back to Traveling Beyond Boundaries. If you're new here, I am Michelle, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about our travel plans for 2024, which seems like forever from now, but actually isn't really that far from now. I was hoping to film these in my office, but my office isn't filmable. It's kind of a disaster, as is the rest of my house. So you get what you get. Stop licking the wall. Okay, I gotta show you guys this. Why are you licking the wall? Yeah, my house is a disaster right now. Anyway, I also found the button to make it not be so far into my face, which, yeah, should use that more often. Anyway, background music supplied by my daughter. So 2024, we have 4 cruises in 2024. We are cruising. I can remember where my camera is. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. Sorry. 2024, man. So we start off 2024 in April of 2024, end of March, beginning of April. We are. Why? We are heading to Western Caribbean, Cozumel. I want to say Roatan and Costa Maya, I think, are the ones that we're doing. I can't remember. On the Harmony of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. That is a 7-night one. That one's a little weird because, like, we're going to leave here. So, if you don't watch my 2023 video plans, we are now going to drop the dog off. Every cruise, we're going to drop the dog off the night before, and then stay in Calgary for the night, and then fly out. And then we always fly in a day early, so we stay a night in the new cruise port, or at the cruise port before heading out. So this one's weird because we have such a short time. So I think we cruise on the Sunday. So Friday, we're going to drive to Calgary, drop off the dog, fly out Saturday to Houston. We're probably going to stay in Houston. There's an airport hotel that you take like a tram to. I think it's a Marriott. It's not the cheapest option, but it seems kind of fun to just be able to take the tram to the hotel, stay the night, take the tram back, and then take the Royal transfers, the transfer bus, because we have to go down to Galveston, which is a good drive. I want to say like 45 minutes. And I'm just interested in doing it that way. For those that don't know, I have a child, and so traveling with my child adds a little bit extra because she's small. So it's really hard. I did get a harness thing that I'll try to remember to do a video on during this month, but it allows her to go in like to Ubers and stuff like that and taxis, but if I can avoid bringing it, I would like to avoid bringing it. So this summer I'm not bringing it, but like when we go in December, I'll bring it. But then I'm hoping this cruise we can avoid it again, because we like to pack very light and we travel fairly lightly. So yeah, so that's my kind of our plan, is to fly in and then go. And then, yeah, we're on the Harmony of Seas for 7 nights. And then we dock back on the Sunday, and we got to fly back the Sunday. I always fly back the same day anyway, because if there's delays or something, it's not a big deal. But it's kind of rough this time because we're going to land, come back home. I work the next day, and then I have to go get my dog, drive all the way back to Calgary to get my dog after work, because that's how that's going to go. So yeah, unless I take like a personal day. I might have to do like a half day personal day. I don't know. We'll see, because that's a drive. So yeah, so that is for spring break. And we've decided that future, like we were planning on doing spring break and summer every year. Spring break is just a little too chaotic for me. One, I can't book it in advance because I don't know when my spring break is going to be every year, because it changes all the time. And 2, because it's only a week, I don't feel like it's going to be a restful week. And 3, my daughter often has medical appointments. Like this year, we have like 5 medical appointments we got to go to this week. So, yeah, so it just makes more sense to just not do it during spring break. So yeah, so that's spring break. That'll probably be our last spring break cruise. And then we haven't done a Western before, but Harmony of the Seas is an Oasis class ship, which we are doing the Oasis of the Seas in 2023. So then coming up in July, we are doing Norway. We are doing the Arctic Circle cruise on the Jewel of the Seas. So Jewel of the Seas is a much smaller ship. It's more comparable to the ships that we've been on with Princess. There's no baby splash pool, but we're going to Norway, which will be more of a chillier adventure. And so not really anticipating any issues with needing swimming. So we start in Amsterdam. So again, we'll fly in like probably 2 days early, like landing and then having 2 sleeps in Amsterdam. So however that works out with flying, it's going to be a nightmare, but we're gonna see. And then we have a 13-night cruise from Amsterdam. I've flown into Amsterdam before. That's where I went to. That was where my stopover was when I was picking up my daughter. So we've been in Amsterdam. I love the Amsterdam airport. If you have kids, there's like the baby area, which is calm, and there's cribs. It's an amazing airport. Anyway, they also have a McDonald's that has vegan options. Lost my train of thought. Anyway, so we're in Amsterdam. We're going to spend 2 nights in Amsterdam. We're going to take the train from the airport to the train station and then find a hotel in that area, because my understanding is you can walk from the train station to a lot of hotels and then from the hotels to the cruise port. So that would be ideal, because the harness that I have for cars is not necessarily legal in Europe. So it seems like hit and miss. So if I can avoid traveling with it, that would be great. So again, going to have to do a little bit more research and see, but just again, trying to travel light. So anyway, then we are off to Norway. All our stops are in Norway, and we go above the Arctic Circle. So we will be, and because we're going in July, there will be nights where the sun does not set. So I've already said that like at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I want to go mini putting. There'll be at least a few nights where I'm like, okay, let's set an alarm, wake up in the middle of the night just to go up and be like, see what it looks like, see how bright it is. Cause we do inside cabins. So, yeah. Lost my thoughts. Anyway. So that's like an exciting cruise. That's 13 nights. Head back to Amsterdam, fly back home. And then like a week later, we were gone again. This cruise was one that I had originally planned on doing with friends. So the one to Norway and spring break, my brother was coming. And then this one we had originally planned to do with friends. And then my brother's like, oh, we can cruise in summer too. And I'm like, you said you couldn't cruise in summer, which is why I was going with friends. Anyway, so that's how I ended up with too many cruises booked. But, so yeah, then we go Southern Caribbean, 8 nights Southern Caribbean to Aruba, Curacao, I think is how you say it, and somewhere else. And so that's in August on the Adventure of the Seas, which is another smaller ship, but that one does have a baby pool. So I'm really excited for that one. And going with some friends. We actually got an outside view cabin, which I've never done before. The thing was, we booked it on the day they came out, and this is like key if you want good deals. We booked it on the day it came out, and so the outside cabin was actually cheaper than an inside cabin, and we got a really good deal on it. So, and that's my issue with spring break. I can't book it in advance, so I can't get good deals. Even with Norway, I waited like 2 or 3 months, and it cost me like $300-400 a person by waiting. So if you can book things the day that they're released, highly recommend it, or as soon as possible, book it. What else? So yeah, so we're doing that one. That one goes out of Port Canaveral. We'll fly in the day early. There's some hotels that do. I think it's called like fly, sleep, cruise packages. So we fly in, they will take us from the airport to their hotel. We'll stay the night, and then they'll take us to the cruise port. So I think that's what we're going to try out for Port Canaveral. Not a huge fan of going over there. Flights from Calgary aren't horrible because it's going to Orlando, and I believe there's direct ones, which is better than like Fort Lauderdale, where it's like 20 million hours because of stopovers, which is why we're sticking with Galveston and LA for the most part. Cruises from Port Canaveral tend to be more expensive because this is where it's weird with adventure, but it tend to be bigger ships. But this one would just happen to be a good deal. So, and it was something that we haven't done before. I mean, my daughter hasn't done any cruises yet, but we'll have done Bahamas and Western and Mexico and stuff. So it's nice to do a Southern. And it also goes to Perfect Day at Coco Key, which we're going there this summer. So it'll be nice to go back there. My one friend is like, I want to go there. And I'm like, okay, like with my daughter, because her and my daughter are besties. So heading out there, that's an 8-night. Excited to see some different ports. I think maybe those are the only 3 ports. That might be the only 3 ports. Because I think we do 2 days. I think it's 2 sea days, and then Aruba, Curacao, 2 sea days, Perfect Day at Coco Key, and then back, I think is what happens. I don't know if that mathed right, but when we get closer to each cruise, I'll do like a breakdown of each cruise and the ship and all the things before, like, as we get closer to each one. I just want to kind of give a summary video. So anyway, that wraps up our summer of cruising. My poor dog is going to be neglected because she's going to be in boarding half the summer. And that is why my dog's only 8 years old, but when she is gone, no more animals. So then the last cruise that we're going to be doing, because we're going to go back to doing Christmas and summer cruises instead of spring break summer, we are going to go cruising over New Year's / Christmas. Haven't figured that one out yet, in 2024. So as of right now, we're not sure what we're doing. So we were looking at Royal ones, possibly doing Mexican Riviera again, or doing Western Caribbean on Harmony. So not sure though, because prices for that, Royal's prices are more than a lot of than some other lines. I'm not gonna say a lot of other lines, but some lines, and they just aren't always what we're looking for. So what we're considering doing is jumping ship onto Princess, which we've done Princess before. My daughter, none of these are Princess cruises, because for 2023 Christmas, Princess is offering an 11-day something Western from Galveston. And so we're looking at maybe doing that one or seeing what they have going out from LA. But we're thinking of just trying a longer one with Princess, because those ones are actually cheaper or roughly the same as with Royal for a 7-night. So Princess is a different pace. Is a lot different. There's no baby pools or anything like that. But we kind of want to try it out. I'll do some reasons on why I love Royal so much, but it's just one of those things where we know long-term Royal will not be able to sustain our cruising adventures, because we want specific itineraries more so than we want certain ships. And especially when it comes to Europe, Princess has a way better offering for stuff. So like, for instance, there's a Mediterranean that we want to do. We could do, Royal has kind of a similar passage, but we'd have to do a back-to-back of 3 7-night cruises. With Princess, we can book a 21-day cruise and get that all done for roughly the same price. I think it's a tad bit more, but it just makes more sense to do with Princess and be able to, they're much more port focused than they are ship focused. Royal is very heavily ship focused. More like, just look at like the Icon of the Seas, they basically make them into resorts that are on the ocean, whereas Princess is more focusing on the ports and the excursions and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we want to focus more on, but we'll see. But yeah, so anyway, we're back to Christmas of 2024. We're not quite sure yet, because Princess is slow with their releases, and they have not did a deployment deployment schedule yet for December 2024. Just slightly frustrating because it seems like everyone else has. And if for some reason they don't have one we like, then we're gonna book it with Royal. But then we're like getting closer. So anyway, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. But we are gonna be cruising during 2024. So like I said, I'm gonna do more detailed vlogs, videos on my cruise plans for each individual cruise and talking about excursions and what we're doing at each port closer to each cruise. But I just want to give you guys kind of a summary. And next video, I'm going to be talking about, well, not next video because you're going to have some videos in between, but I'm going to talk about our plans for 2025 and beyond because, man, we got plans. We got plans. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.